Oregon Regional DMR Net on Talk Group Oregon 1, number 3141. This is Steve WA7HAA in Portland, acting as net control for this session of the Oregon Regional DMR Net. The purpose of this net is to provide a weekly meeting place for Oregon DMR users to connect and to encourage DMR usage throughout the state of Oregon. We will try to answer any technical questions that come up, but this is well covered in the weekly gathering on Talk Group Washington 2 that precedes this net, and during the technical session, the afternet following the Oregon net each Wednesday.
The natural world through ancient eyes.
You're encouraged to go to the pnwdigital.net website and look at the repeater grid to see what repeaters are available. Please note that there is a section for the Oregon DMR repeaters and also a section in red for the affiliated Oregon SAR repeaters. The Oregon SAR repeaters are open to amateur use, but they have specific operating guidelines that you should familiarize yourself with before use. Click the policy link at the bottom of the Oregon SAR repeater list to get this information. This is a directed net, and all licensed amateur radio operators with an interest in DMR are welcome. We meet every Wednesday evening at 2000 local on statewide Oregon 3141 Talk Group, which is carried on the PNW Digital Network, Grandmeister, and other wide area DMR networks. Stations may break in at any time to the net for emergency traffic.
Foundation, Kathy Chow, and Ken Howe.
When checking into the net, please give your call sign, name, and location slowly and allow a couple of seconds between stations to help alleviate doubling. If you have any announcements, bulletins, or news of general interest to the net, let me know. And after check-ins, I'll call on you for your announcement.
And by viewers like you. Thank you.
We are going to start with stations in the Portland metro area, including Multnomah, Clackamas, and Washington counties, as well as Vancouver and Clark County in Washington. We'll then call for other locations around the state of Oregon, followed by our neighbors in the surrounding states of the West Coast area. There will be a final call for late or missed check-ins at the end of the net.
Born of fire.
At this time, I'm looking for check-ins from the Portland metro area, Multnomah, Clackamas, and Washington counties, along with Clark County and Washington. Please go ahead.
But the season...
Number 7, November, Lima, Ron, Beaverton, Raleigh Hills. Running Motorola 4550. How you doing, Steve? Long time no talk to on the radio, anyway.
The Vikings. From their homelands in Scandinavia to the coast of North America, they traversed the ocean in the greatest adventure of the age.
W7, the view on Washington.
They were renowned as warriors and pirates.
Good evening, Steve. November Delta 7 Papa, Don in Vancouver.
One we're only just starting to understand.
Kilo Alpha 7 Alpha Golf Hotel, Jim in Gresham.
Their profound relationship.
Mark, W7ZI in Beaverton.
Its fabulous wild animals. Its awe-inspiring spectacle.
Sure.
And above all, its pristine wilderness.
And W4OPA, Larry Clackamas.
It's late winter in the Viking heartlands of...
Okay, well, that's pretty good start here. Let me kind of catch up on my notes a little better than last week, I can tell you that. All right, Net Control would like to acknowledge the following. N7NLL Ron, N7LF Joel, ND7P Don, W7AGH Jim, W7ZI Mike, Dave, W7NCX, Larry, W4OPA, and let's see, I had KG7CSS Richard, and also WA7PTM Steve. Richard, go ahead and check in again here. I think you might have got cut off or doubled a little bit, so please go ahead.
Every part of the animal is used. Their hides, their antlers.
It's Richard, KG7CSS. Just my luck. Always gets doubled. Back to net.
And hunting them is a regular activity.
Okay, solid one that time, Richard. Okay, any more check-ins from the Portland metro area and the other surrounding counties? Go ahead at this time.
Skis with bindings of twine and leather are the best way of moving across the...
7 DOD Scott, Gresham, Oregon. AA7BG, this is Chris in Skeptic this evening, Steve.
I'm just shocked.
It's a chance encounter with the herd, but one no Viking can resist.
WA7HAA Net Control would like to acknowledge the following. N7DOD Scott out in Gresham, WB7AWL Albert, Bruce from Scappoose, AA7DG, and it looks like Will N7DUD, if you were trying to check in, please give it another shot there.
Just a single opportunistic shot. But the alarm wave surges through the herd like an electric current.
Designer, put on check in. N7DUD, Gresham.
It's a defense strategy designed to confuse any predator. Whether wolf, bear...
Okay, Will, real good. It looks like KM6, QJF, Paul. You want to give it one more shot, too?
QFJ, Paul in Ferndale.
WA7HAA Net Control, thanks for that, Paul. Okay, let's move on to Greater Oregon. Any stations anywhere in Oregon at this time, please go ahead.
Using knowledge of animal behavior to nudge them towards the perfect shot.
November 7, Lima, Gulf Kilo, Wade, Sherwood, Oregon.
There'll be another chance tomorrow with more hunters. The herd is heading west now, west to the cabin grounds.
This is Net Control. I'd like to acknowledge N7LGK Wade from Sherwood. I'll pick up any stations on later missed or late check-ins. I'm going to move on to any Washington stations, either inside or outside of Clark County, wishing to check in at this time. Please do so. Go ahead. Whiskey 7, Kilo, Foxtrot, Oscar, Dave in Prineville, Oregon.
And any vessel of their day.
Yeah, I-7JD Martin in Union.
Driven by the desire for conquest and trade, the Atlantic was crossed on islands that...
W0AO, checking in from East Wenatchee, Washington.
...inspiring new worlds, full of remarkable birds and beasts.
J7, Bravo November Foxtrot.
By the year 810, the Vikings had reached the Shetland Islands.
This is WA7HAA Net Control for the Oregon Regional DMR Net. I'd like to acknowledge W7KFO from Prineville, and Dave, and WQ7H James, KI7JD Martin, and W0AO Bob, and KJ7BNF Paul. Thank you all for checking in. I'm going to ask for any check-ins from elsewhere, and by that I mean, well, we had Will check in from Alaska, any other Alaska, British Columbia, California, Idaho, Montana, or Nevada stations. Anyone outside the two-state area here want to check in, please do so at this time.
Perhaps because these ancient walls echo with unearthly sounds.
Whiskey Bravo Zero Papa Oscar Quebec Bob in the land of the everlasting icicle, South St. Paul, Minnesota. No traffic.
But these are no trolls or demons. Not even bats or moths.
WA7HAA Net Control for the Oregon Regional DMR Net. Welcome, Robert, WB0POQ from icy cold Minnesota, again winning our DX award for the night. Okay, so we'll pick up, I'm going to call for any stations anywhere wishing to check into the Oregon Regional DMR Net anywhere. Please go ahead at this time.
One of these tiny birds taking refuge on a ship crossing the Atlantic may warn of an
Well, better late than never, I'm always told. Kilowatt 6, Bravo Sierra Romeo, in Astoria, Oregon. My name is Brandon. Good evening.
But darkness and ill weather are things that storm petrels are well adapted to cope with.
Kilo 7, Delta Lima Victor. Dave at Richfield, Washington.
With a remarkable sense of smell, they can navigate back to their nest cavities in the pitch darkness.
Nothing works faster for powerful cold relief. Oh, but relief finish so fast.
Each pair nurtures a single egg.
WA7HAA Net Control for the Oregon Regional DMR Net would like to welcome K6BSR Brandon, who runs at Fine Beer and Pizza Net at 5 p.m. Monday through Friday on Oregon 1. KJ7 DLV Dave. KJ7LLS Clinton from Oak Harbor. I know Oak Harbor well. Anyway, all right. I will pick up any later missed here in a minute, but are there any stations on with any announcements at this time? Please go ahead.
This week only launched Kentucky Pizzas and Domino's only $5.99 each to carry out. That's why we had to bring in the big guns.
This is WA7HAA Net Control. I have one announcement. This Saturday, the Hoodview Amateur Radio Club is having their digital group meeting. I believe it's the flagship or the premier meeting, meaning the first one, out at Mount Hood Community College in the Fisheries 1 building. I don't know exactly where that's located on the campus, but it starts at 9 o'clock on Saturday, and it's scheduled to go till noon. And I will ask either Scott N7DOD or Jim K7AGH if they have any additional information on that to please go ahead at this time.
The altar. Because the islands are well beyond the swimming range of animals in Norway and Scotland, It's thought by some experts that it was the Vikings.
This is WA7HAA, hearing nothing. Information, to the best of my knowledge, is correct and current. I hadn't heard anything about any changes, so if anyone wants to attend that, please do so. It's open, I believe, to all. You don't necessarily have to be a Hoodview member. Anyway, we'd encourage you to join, however. Okay, a final call for any late or missed check-ins for the Oregon Regional DMR Net. Please be recognized at this time.
This is N7HRG, Lynn, in Troutdale, and I'm QRQ.
On a rich diet of shallow water fish,
In West Seattle.
and octopus.
This is K6OAK, Dave in Fremont, California. No traffic, good evening.
Covered inlets and bays also offer plenty of spots to rest and bed down in between fishing trips.
Kevin in Olympia, Washington, AG700. Good evening. Over.
This is Whiskey 7 Hotel Delta Foxtrot, Chuck. Good evening, Steve. I'm here in Clackamas. We were talking maybe stuff at the meeting last meeting at Hoodview, and I think I'll be at the Saturday morning event over.
Like otters, the Vikings are adept fishermen. Limpets are used as bait to catch species like coley, using nets weighted down with stones. Archaeological records have revealed that fish often made up more than 25% of the Viking diet.
Travelers to Oregon with hotspots desiring the ability to call home and participate in Oregon DMR QSOs are encouraged to use the Oregon One talk group. When practical, DMR users are encouraged to utilize the local talk group channels of the repeaters nearest to them for local QSOs, or to choose a simplex frequency. The Oregon DMR system continues to grow and get better. Are there any questions, last-minute check-ins, or anything else before we wrap up? Yeah, the Oregon Regional DMR Net would like to thank Mike N07RF, Rod KC7AAD, and all of the other PNW Digital Repeater administrators. These behind-the-scenes contributors are what make it all happen. And you, the DMR operator, by your participation, make all the work pay off. And I know this week Mike and Rod have had some network issues, so they've been working hard. As a reminder, please take advantage of the W7NCX audio level meter to verify that your audio levels aren't too low or too high. This can be done by going to www.w7ncx.com/levels.php and then make a test call on Parrot to check your audio level. Don't forget to join PNW Digital as a member. It's free, and sign up at groups.io so you can stay informed about all of the PNW Digital activity. Please keep your QRZ information up to date, especially your email address, so that other members can contact you if needed. Special thanks go out to the repeater owners who have contributed both time and monetary support for installation and operation of these machines that we're using. Without them, we wouldn't be where we're at today. It's a great hobby and also a labor of love. At the conclusion of this net, don't forget to return to the Washington 2 talk group for the AfterNet portion of the weekly gathering. It's a great opportunity to get your technical questions answered in a low-key environment. We will now close this evening's session of the Oregon Regional DMR Net. This net will meet again next week at 2000 local on this talk group. Have a great week. This is WA7HAA signing the net clear at 2019 and returning the talk group to normal amateur use. Thanks, everybody, and 73.